Huh?
So how did you guys
Yeah.
feel about your homeboys that became Swans?
Well, ain't nothing we could do about that. People gonna do what they do. We didn't miss them. If you wasn't with us and you was against us, that's where we looked at it. So we didn't feel nothing. They just enemies, just like anybody else, and that's all it was. So we was gonna remain who we were and remain top dogs, and that was our whole objective anyway. So we didn't even care. So if you really wasn't with us, you wasn't about it anyway. Because we was top. Why do this bullshit when you could be with the top of the line? So we really would continue sometimes, but didn't understand it, but didn't care because we were top dogs anyway.
Oh, did we mention Dead-Eye Clint when you gave that roll call?
Did I Clint?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We didn't mention Clint. Yeah, we didn't mention Clint. Clint was around.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you still be talking to Clint?
I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'm still in good standing with Clint.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, if you ever hear from Clint again, tell Clint I sent mine, man. I'm glad that he's still living and doing well. Where is he at? Do you know?
He's still around. He's incognito.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I know he know how to do that because he got smarter when we was young, and he stayed out of prison. I don't think Clint ever been to prison.
Yeah, I don't think he's been to prison either.
Yeah, well, shit, he been rolling. You know, you ain't been doing too much messing up if you ain't been to that joint.
Hey,
you've been getting you speaking of that, you've been getting away with it.
Did you used to go to the long table? You heard of the long table?
Well, guess what?
What?
Me and Anthony Hudson started the long table.
Never heard that one before.
Yep. Me and Anthony Hudson, it was Anthony Hudson's idea. He brought it to my attention. Me and him took a proposal to me and him and Rosey Grier, the professional, used to be the professional round football player. We took a proposal to City Hall, and Rosey Grier helped us get that proposal.
Right. What about that? That was in what, 1975, correct?
What did you say?
Was that in 1975?
75?
Yeah.
That was in, it was I think it was the end of 75, beginning of 76. If I ain't mistaken, I think it was beginning of 76.
Yeah.
It was.
Hey, do you remember
and
go ahead.
And you know why they closed that they made it close it down, right? The cat named Fred Hampton was the counselor with that. And he really wanted me to go into professional counseling like that because he had so much influence over the Crip game. And the who was killed Jimmy Trelliston, the boys in the Brown, 5'9" Browns, and that's what they came up there and shot up because they had a shootout up there with Houston up there. I hadn't made it to work that day. Houston was there and a big old shootout took place and they made it close it down.
Yep. Yeah, I read the newspaper articles about that.
Okay, so and that's the truth, right? Did they mention that guy Jimmy Trellis thing?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you on point. Anybody think you don't know what you're talking about? You 100% on point.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is a guy now. I've been an OOOG Crip all my life, and I was one of the founders from day one. I don't have to lie to tickets. Real motherfuckers don't lie to tickets. They don't have to because they know the history and they know what the fuck is real. And people either accept that or they do whatever the fuck they do. I don't care, but I always been like that, and that's what made me always true stuff and that. I always kept it real with all homies. I'm still like that. I always loved all homies, whether we was tripping and tripping on one another or not. When you was with me, we was all homies unless you wanted to trip. Now, if you want to trip, the Hoover thing and all that, the 60 and the Hoover thing, I didn't need to trip. But outside that, I didn't give a fuck. I just didn't do it. That was just me.
Right. All right, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you a controversial question. Who came first, Fortray or Avalon Gangster? Not Avalon Gardens, Fire Trey Avalon or 43rd Street.
And Fortray was first because Fortray was introduced, but we didn't have no 50 clips before Fortray. No 40s or 50s. We didn't even go on that side of Slauson back in the days before Fortray came out. Because back in them days, who was that down there? There was a lot of brims and stuff stayed in the 40s and stuff back in them days. And actually, I forgot really that before what's his name started Avalon Gardens, before her started Fortray Avalon Crips, they was East Side Crips down there, Pitbull and them.
Yeah, correct. All right, so you mentioned 103rd.
So they started right. They started right when we started. Because you got to remember, we was all the same gang back then, all the way up to 103rd Street, and that's when the whole 103rd Street was watched there.
So how about when y'all was meeting in South Park? Was it Fire Trays yet?
No, when we first started meeting at it was all 4 trays. 5 trays came out right after we quit meeting down at that park. And that's when they ended up taking over that park. Because back then, that park was really considered 4 trays park because they was the only Crip gang down there in that area back there.
And they didn't have Gilbert Lindsay Park at the time, did they? Wasn't it Wrigley Field? Wasn't it Wrigley Field and over there first before Gilbert Lindsay Park was built?
Say that again.
Do you remember Wrigley Field, the baseball field?
Yeah.
So the 4 trays didn't have Gilbert Lindsay Park yet. Is that why they was going to South Park?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because where is that? Where's the park? You talking about Lindsay Park? Where's that at now?
42nd Place and San Pedro.
Okay, there's no park there. Yeah. Fortray, that park. Because that park is very white park now. I believe it's still named that. It used to be the South Park, and that has been there for years. Yeah, so that was the first park.
Did you ever run across Barry White back then?
No, I never seen Barry White in person that I know of. Because when he got famous, I was always in and out of jail. Because I know I probably had seen him before, but when he got famous and started wearing the perm and all that, I never got a chance to see him. Because I was always in and out of White and all that when he was really kicking up dust around there. And no sooner he started getting rich, he couldn't even coming around there. He started having too much money. So he had to quit coming around there. Because, people back in them days, if you wasn't giving them something, they'd be glad to rob you and kill them.
When did you become familiar with Eddie Haythorne and Kenny Carter?
I became familiar with Eddie Haythorne and Kenny Carter in 1971 when they started. We used to go, me and Ray Washington used to go down there when they was 103rd Street. We used to go down there because when they went to prison, they wasn't 2102, they were 103rd Street when they went to prison. I've been knowing them since 71 and Crip meetings and what they used to call them, God damn it, the high schools used to have dances. I forgot the name of the dances. But we used to meet at the high school dances back in the day. All high schools had big dances back in the day. I forgot what they was called. It was something function, but I forgot the name of it.
Was it the Record Hops?
The Record Hops, exactly. I used to catch that's when we started. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Raymond used to go down on 103rd Street every other day with what's this boy man? He's dead now. Little Jimmy's still alive, but dang, I'm trying to think his name. I can't think of his name. I know Booker T knows his name. God, dog. It'll come to me, man. He got killed. He was a known cat too with Mac Thomas and that. Yep.
So
yeah, and also me and Eddie Haythorne and Kenny Carter was always in the music was juvenile hall together back in '71. I was in juvenile hall with them and they caught the murder, and they sent them to the county jail in '73 when they turned them into tried them as adults and sent them from the juvenile hall to the county jail and sent them to prison.
Mm. Eddie Haythorne was one of your partners?
Yeah, me and Eddie Haythorne was cool. Me and Eddie Haythorne was tight because we used to live waste together. Eddie Haythorne had pretty good chest back in that day.
What about Salty from the Grandies?
Me and Salty was cool. Salty was a half-breed, half-white looking boy with green eyes. He was cool. We was good. We used to hang out at our Fremont together all the time. Me and him and Raymond Washington.
Oh, okay.
And he used to come to Fremont's record house with us. And he used to come to Crip meetings that we used to have at what's the name of that doggone park over there? It's on the East Side over there. What's the name of that park? I can't think of the name of it. The F-13 be in that park now. Park over there across the track.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
forgot the name of it. I think it's Roosevelt.
Yeah, Roosevelt Park. That's it.
Roosevelt Park.
Yeah.
Okay, you see?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How about that guy that used to play a Magnum PI?
I'm trying to think. I remember hearing something about him because I think I've seen some kind of documentary about him, but I can't visualize who you're talking about, so it kind of loses me about the whole concept about what you're talking about.
His name was Roger Mosley. You don't remember Roger?
What about him?
No, I was asking if you knew him.
I don't remember.
Okay. All right.
So I'm quite sure I probably knew him, because I'm telling you, man, back in them days, everybody knew everybody back then. People were more friendly, black people was towards one another back then, because you got to understand, we came out of the revolutionary era with the Black Panthers and all that, so people kind of knew each other, and all that back then. And once you got famous for that gangbanging, you was really known from back in the days, especially the founders of the Crip gang. So we was known throughout LA, predominantly, in our age group.
So did the Clips play a role in us not being friendly no more?
You got to say that again because it kind of messed up when you said that.
I said, do you put the blame on the Crips for blacks not being friendly anymore?
Do I put the blame on who?
Crips.
Crips about what? Put the blame on them about what?
Not us as black people not being friendly any longer.
No, society does that, and it's kind of on ourselves as Crips and Bloods, because we didn't really become organized because we've been strict with our culture, and a lot of people just didn't know how to do that. I knew how to do it, but I couldn't get everybody to do it as a whole. So I was kind of with me and Raymond Washington, we kind of organized within ourselves as far as some do or die rules to where if you really betrayed us, you would either have to disappear or you would get killed. So we was kind of within ourselves, within about 16 or 17 of us, kind of organized like that for 76 weeks. But we were the only ones that really had that type of pattern, and that was because of me and Raymond back in the day. That's in order to keep loyalty amongst them, and we just never did get a chance to advance that throughout the whole Crip gang. But yeah, it was all our fault to not organize like we should have, to where people have rules and regulations like the mafia or something. And we can do, and we can do a whole lot of better towards one another. In other words, we do killing for a cause, or disrespect, and a code, other than just killing people for a color of the land and a street and a reputation.
So, do you believe that the Blood Alliance formed in the 70s, around what year?
The blood, you think as far as the blood uniting together?
Yes.
Okay, what year did that happen?
Yeah.
That happened in 1973. That happened in 1973, getting ready to be the beginning of 1974. That happened because of, back in the days, everybody shed blood. Even Crip shed blood when Crip first came out. This cookie them got cussed from a white TV show called Hee-Haw, something like that. And they used to say cuz, and him and somebody in Compton started wearing blue rags and overalls and saying cuz. That's where the word cuz came from. And so the blood started wearing the red rag and saying blood out there in Compton. And then the blood started uniting with the red rag as blood, and the Crips started uniting with the blue rag as Crips.
So who was the most known Bloods at that time? The set, not the individual. What sets were the most known or gave y'all the most problems back then?
The Griers. The Griers were the biggest blood gang in 1972. The Grier gang went all the way from basically you could say 59th and Vermont all the way into the jungles back in the day. All that stuff with West Boulevard and all that stuff here, all that was Griers back in the day.
Interesting. Yeah, the Brims went down to Fruit Towns. They went down to USC, and all through the 60s and all that. Yeah, they had Brims that stayed in over there over the 6 Deuce neighborhood back in the day. Because back in them days, all the 60s, when the Crips first started, the 60s, we had a few homie days down there, but the 60s was neutral territory. We didn't hang out in the 60s. We hung out in the 80s, the 70s, and the 80s, and the West Side. So that's it for this section. We'll be waiting for Vertis to call back again and get some more info. I lost my train of thought a few times on that portion. But I want to get back into some more stuff about the Swans, Castle Crips, and some of the original sets on the East Side once the Crip formation had begun. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to click the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We have all sorts of Crip and Blood history here. A lot of different sets have been interviewed and are part of our library. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Kev Mac Videos. I'm out of here, y'all. Salute.
This is Los